You don't lose deliverability all at once. You lose it quietly. Campaign after campaign, signal after signal, until one day, nothing really works anymore. So what are you not seeing yet? Hello everyone, my name is Lucas and welcome to Warmy.io's YouTube channel. One of the most frustrating things about email performance is that it rarely fails in an obvious way. Campaigns keep running, workflows stay active, and from the outside, everything looks stable. But underneath that surface, something starts to shift. You spend time refining your content, improving your targeting, and building better sequences. Yet the results don't follow. Fewer opens, fewer clicks, fewer replies. And at some point, you start questioning the strategy, even though the real issue might not be the strategy at all. And that's because deliverability problems don't announce themselves. They show up through signals. Small changes in behavior that are easy to miss until they become patterns. And before you blame the copy, the offer, and probably the universe for not knowing the warning signals I'm about to tell you, quick favor, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. The algorithm overlords demanded me to ask you. Okay, now let's be real. What are the signals that something is going wrong before everything actually breaks? The first signal usually appears in your open rates. When they start declining without a clear reason, it often means your emails are no longer reaching the main inbox consistently, even if they are technically being delivered. The second signal shows up in your bounce rates. At first, it feels like noise, but over time, it reflects something deeper about your data quality and how reliable your list really is. The third signal is engagement. Emails might still get open, but clicks don't follow. And that gap starts telling providers that your content is not creating meaningful interaction. The fourth signal is placement. Some emails begin landing in spam. Not all of them, not immediately, but enough to reduce visibility and create inconsistency across campaigns. And finally, the fifth signal is your sender reputation, which is not a single metric, but the result of everything happening together, from opens to bounces to engagement and spam placement. None of these signals feel catastrophic on their own, but together they describe exactly what's happening beneath the surface, which leads to the only question that matters at that point. How do you actually stabilize all of this before it turns into a bigger problem? Improving deliverability is not about fixing one metric. It's about making sure the signals we just talked about move in the right direction together. And for that, I'll show you how to use Warmy. It has a 7-day free trial, by the way, so you can test it and see how easy it is yourself. It starts with your data. Keeping your list clean and validating new contacts before they enter your system prevents bad addresses from ever becoming a problem. Warmy's email validation tool fits right at that entry point, filtering out invalid or risky emails before they even reach a campaign. From there, engagement becomes the next layer. Clear calls to action and relevant content turns opens into interaction. And those interactions are what providers use to decide where your emails belong. When you can actually see how your emails are landing and performing, those adjustments stop being guesswork. And then consistency ties everything together. Stable sending patterns, gradual volume increases, and a strong sender reputation are what keep your placement predictable over time. That's the layer where warm-up and reputation monitoring really matter, because they ensure your infrastructure builds trust instead of losing it. So instead of reacting every time something drops, you are operating inside a system that keeps things stable before they break. Deliverability rarely collapses all at once. It fades when small signals are ignored for too long, until performance drops and it's hard to trace it back to a single cause. The difference is not in how much you send, but in whether you can actually see what's happening underneath and adjust before it turns into a real problem. That is exactly what Warmy is built for, and you'll find it waiting in the description. And since we're clearly paying attention to signals today, consider this one. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell, so YouTube knows this is where the real email strategy lives. Thank you for watching so far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.